Hey there, YouTube surfers. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to do a quick unboxing of the iPad Mini 7, which I just picked up today. And I know it came out, I believe, October 2024, so this is about 3 months after it came out. I really bought this to replace, and I try not to laugh too much, but I've got a, let me unlock it here. I've got an iPad Mini 2 here from 2013. I got this secondhand, probably, I'm gonna guess 2015 for my kids. And it still works. I think Apple has definitely listed it as no longer supported. It's probably been not supported for a while now because it's 12 years old, but still works. A lot of apps won't even load. I used it mainly for, you can see I've got an app waiting. Will YouTube even load on this thing? I guess it will. Oh, it says update requested. And if you try to update, it just goes into this loop where it won't update because the iOS is too old, etc., etc. But you know, for certain things, I was using it mainly for music. YouTube Music does work on it, so that's nice. But you know, this time there's really no frills with this thing. There's no Touch ID. There's, you know, it still has a lightning port for charging. But yeah, but the battery, amazingly, the battery still lasts no problem. It's at 52%. You know, it'll sit on standby for weeks and barely even drain. So that's kind of amazing for a 12-year-old device that I didn't buy new, by the way, as I mentioned before. Anyway, fast forward to 2025. Well, I guess you could say 2024 when this came out. Let's just open this up, take a quick look at what we get. I went with the 256 model, gigabyte model, because I believe this one is 32. So even though I'm really not even using that much storage on it, but I figured if I might end up keeping this thing 5 years, so why not? And as of this recording, the 256 model is, and this is the non-cellular version, this is just the Wi-Fi version, is on sale for $499, $100 off, so not a bad deal. So, I'm gonna open this up. Drum roll. Maybe I'm gonna open it up. It says mini. All right, here we go. Oh wow, this is nice. Let's see what you get. Instructions that nobody cares about. You get a nice braided cable, USB-C to USB-C. And look at that, you get the USB-C charger in the box. Wow. So this you could use, it's probably a 20 watt, I'm imagining. This you could use on all the newer iPhones, what, the 15 and higher, I believe, is when they went to USB-C. I'm still rocking an iPhone 13 Pro Max, which I'm gonna upgrade later this year, but all right, what else? That's pretty much it. Let's do the unwrapping here. Oh man, did I mess that up? There we go. All right. Oh yeah, this has a, see, this is all like new territory. It says fingerprint sensor built in. It's got some juice. Oh, okay. It's got some sort of sensor there. Looks like the volume up and down is here, which is neat, as opposed to the old school. Well, that's firing up. This is the old school. We got my is that going blurry? Up and down on the side, and we still have the mute switch. Does this have a mute switch? I don't know. Maybe there's another way to mute it. But yeah, a little size comparison. You know, there's been some complaints on how big the bezels are. Well, if you compare it to 13 years ago, the bezels look pretty thin. This is what, a 10 point, I believe, or excuse me, 8.3 inch screen. This is a 7.9. You can see the physical size is, I bet this new one's smaller physically. Yeah, it is, a little bit. It's a little bit shorter and a little bit narrower, but the screen itself is bigger. So that's it. I'm gonna mess around with it a little bit, and I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about it. All right. After having this for about a week, I can say that it's a lot better than my iPad Mini 2, which is not surprising whatsoever. Yeah, I just want to talk about it a little bit. So it's very fast. I mean, it's an awesome iPad, no complaints whatsoever. I like the Touch ID is nice. It's responsive, but I would say, like, when it's locked, when you're holding it like this and it's locked and you tap the screen, it's almost faster just to type in the PIN than to adjust your hand, open up with the Touch ID. But you know, it's fine. I was able to put it. There is no. I think in my earlier in the video, I talked about silent switch. There is no mute switch, but you can just go in the settings and mute it. No problem. There's a mute option in here somewhere. Oh, right there. Oh, right there. So that was no big deal, but yeah, it's really enjoying it. So I guess you can see all the fingerprints on it, which is crazy. I got a screen protector on here. So just a comparison. This is my 13 Pro Max. I'm probably gonna get the 17 when it comes out later, but if you're curious, do I need an iPad Mini? It's quite a bit. You can see the screen difference. This is what, a 6.7. You can see there's quite a bit of screen difference. So for like watching maybe like YouTube content and things like that, it's nice. This is a 120 hertz screen. This is a 60 hertz refresh screen. They look very close. Like I was worried because I do have a 60 hertz iPhone. When I compare that to the 120 hertz, I can tell quite a bit of difference in scrolling. With the iPad, it's not, to me, it's not that noticeable. It seems like a 60 hertz screen. I don't know why. Maybe the size makes it seem like the 120 hertz is not needed. But when you're scrolling, it's, you know, they talk about the jelly scroll. I don't know. To me, it doesn't bother me. It looks pretty good. I don't know. I haven't seen any issues with scrolling, or if you're super picky, you might be like, hey, this is annoying, but it's fine. Honestly, it's fine for the everyday person. And I'm kind of a tech head a little bit. I think it's totally fine. So yeah, as far as specs and speed and everything, I haven't gamed on this. You can game on these things. I got this little stand here. I already got gunk on it, but you can, this is just a cheap little cover I bought for, like, I can put a link in the description, 10, 12 bucks. I don't know. It was cheap, but you can set it like that, which is kind of nice. But yeah, it's a great device. The use case, I want to talk about use case a little bit. Do you need an iPad? I don't know. I mean, most of the time, for me, like I have my phone with me. Like who doesn't? I mean, everybody has their phone with them. So I probably tend to still use my phone more than the iPad. Uh, but once in a while, it's nice, you know. For me, like I like to use Bluetooth on here for music. I can Bluetooth to my other speakers. Uh, and you know, you ever at a party at a friend's house and the homeowner has their phone connected to Bluetooth to the speaker, and you know the homeowner's always busy running around getting drinks or whatever, being a good host, right? So they go in the house and they got their phone in their pocket, and all of a sudden the music cuts out because their phone is Bluetooth to the speaker that might be outside or where everybody else is. You know, that was always annoying to me. So like a good use case where I'm going with this is you could leave your iPad out, have it connected to the Bluetooth speaker, and essentially, you know, like let me find YouTube music. But I think you get the idea. Oh, there's music. I always go into YouTube Studio instead of music. But you can, you know, have this Bluetooth to your Bluetooth device, and then you still walk around with your phone, and who's ever sitting around listening to the music can change the music. You don't have to leave your more personal phone sitting there. To me, that's a great use case. Like for my basement, if we're hanging out down here, I can leave this hooked up to the Bluetooth speaker. Plus, it's bigger. You know, another use case would be you can go to YouTube. If you like to karaoke, you can connect this to a Bluetooth speaker. It's a larger screen, so you can see the words versus like your phone. That's another use case. A lot of people use these for if you're big into reading, you know, like the Kindle app. That's another use case. You know, you can read books and stuff on here. So I don't know. I would say, I guess what I'm saying is, unless you have a specific use case for an iPad, or maybe maybe you do a lot of editing, video editing. That's another use case. You can get the Apple Pencil. You know, if you like to draw, that type of thing. So you got to kind of sit there and decide, what am I going to use this for that I can't do on my phone? That's probably, you know, that's what you got to think if you want to make the investment. So I've talked enough. I would say definitely this is a good device. Nothing wrong with it. Works great. It's a good size. I have rather large hands, so for me, I can, you know, it almost looks like a phone in my hand in some instances. But yeah, I think this would be better than a regular full-size iPad. But again, it depends on how much you use it. So anyway, I guess I've talked enough. Hope this gives you some ideas on if it's something that you could use or not, or maybe your phone is good enough. You don't need an iPad. Or maybe you want the big iPad. You know, maybe this isn't big enough of a difference from your phone to say, why do I need this? For me, I probably don't really need it. I don't use it a lot, but I've got it. Last time I bought an iPad was 10 years ago, so I'm going to keep this. I'll probably keep this thing a long time and use it. So there you go. You have to make your own decision. All right. Hope this was helpful. And have a good 2025. I'll try to get some more videos out there this year. And thanks for watching. Have a good one.